In the last Power Automate video that we did, we got all of our planner data for all of our plans in all of our groups and pulled that into Power BI. What I found is that some of you belong to hundreds of groups and or have hundreds of plans, and you don't actually need all of those. So what we're going to do today is get data for a specific list of plans. And to do that, we need to record that list of plans somewhere, right? We need to tell Power Automate which plans we want to get. So as Elton Brown likes to say, there's no place for a unitasker in the kitchen. So what we're going to do is we're going to use SharePoint to create a list of the plans that we want to get data for. And we're going to do this in a way that makes it more broadly useful than for just this, right? So we can add columns to our SharePoint list for information about our plans. That is something that we can't record in Planner natively. So that would be things like who's your project manager, who's your executive sponsor, who's your stakeholders, what's a description of the project, where's a link to documents for the project, what's the status of the project. And the idea is that we can use this list in Power BI as well, not just in Power Automate. So Power BI has a SharePoint Online List connector. So we can pull this data into Power BI and use it for things like filtering. So you could let your sponsors filter on themselves, see only the projects that they are an executive sponsor for. And at this point, you might be saying to yourself, can I use Excel? You can use Excel for this if you want to. There's Power Automate connectors that can pull rows from an Excel table. It's not going to be as cool. And it's going to take just as long or longer to use Excel here. So honestly, I think list is better for this, but use whatever you want. And I'm going to go to the plus new menu here and then create a new list. If you don't see this menu option for whatever reason, you can also get here through the site contents, which is either in the sidebar or in the gear menu up here. So if I go to site contents, that'll show me everything in the site and I can create a new list from here. And we're going to make this a blank list. Call this projects. Create. And in our list, we can add columns. So we just use this add column menu here. And the ones that we really need are the plan ID and the group ID, but we can add as many as we want to. So I'm going to add plan ID as a text column, group ID, same thing. And I'm going to add group name in here too, because we're using that in our flow. It's possible to get the group name with Power Automate, but honestly, there's not an action specifically for it. So you'd have to use the API 65 group name that your project is in. You can see that right under your plan name here. So this one is in a group called Project Management. So back over here, we can add some more columns. I'm going to make them person columns to hold information about people attached to this project. So this one's going to be project manager. All right, this one's going to be stakeholders. So because these are people fields, it's storing information about the actual user profile. So it's got in there, when we put in people's names, it's got their email address, their department, their job title, all that information is attached to the person. You can expand that in Power BI. You can also use it in your Power Automate flow to say notify people in those fields if you want to on things. And if you didn't catch what I just did, I'm turning on allow multiple selections. It's under this more options menu for the stakeholders field. This title field we can rename project title. And then I'm going to add a choice column called status. And what this is going to do is it's going to let us filter which projects are going into the flow. So what happens with these projects is while it's active, you want to see the tasks for it. Once it's complete, you want to have a way to easily remove it from your Power Automate flow. All right, so now let's put a couple rows of data in here so that we have something to pull from in Power Automate. So I'm going to go to one of my plans. The group ID and the plan ID are in the URL. I'm going to copy and paste these over into our list. All right, so I got 2 planner plans in here. I've got the status set. You probably want to make the status required if you're using it to make a field required. It's just in the column settings. So we can require that field. And now if we go to Power Automate, so it's in the waffle menu up here, We can take our plan that we made last time that gets our data from all our plans and just adapt it for this. So if I go to my flows, so this get planner data from all my plans, that's the one we made last time. If you don't have a flow that gets your plan data already, you may want to watch that video first. So I'll link to it in a card and in the description. But I'm just going to make a copy of this one that we did last time. Save as, and then save this. So when we create a copy of this flow, it's going to be disabled by default. It's also not going to show up in this list until we refresh the page. So refresh the page if you don't see it and turn it on. So if we open this up, it's going to say that there's a problem. The problem is that it's not turned on. So just turn it on and then edit. All right, so it's starting out in the new designer, and I tried to do this in the new designer. Every time I do a video, I try and do it in the new designer first, and some of the cards that we need still don't show up in the new designer. So I'm going to turn the new designer off. So here's our flow we made last time. It gets our groups, and then for each group, it gets our plan data for each plan. So what we can do is just delete this list my own groups because we're not going to use the groups at all. So I'm going to delete that step. And then I'm going to add a new step in here to get items. So get items from SharePoint. Make sure to use the plural, not the get item, get items. And we're going to give it the site that we created it in, which was, I think it was this one. And list is projects. And if we want to add a filter to only pull active projects, that's under this advanced options here. And we do that with this filter query box. So to use this, we put in our field name and then EQ for equals and a space. And then in single quotes, the value, which was active. If you created this column with a space in it, the way that you reference it is going to be really weird, okay? So keep that in mind. If you've got a space in this field, go Google how to do spaces with fields in the filter query because it's weird. So our loop here was looping over groups. We don't have groups anymore, so we need to kind of adjust this. So we have our items. We need to do a new loop here that loops over the items from that. That's under controls, apply to each. This apply to each loop is going to loop over the get items value of the list of items. And I'm going to rename this loop so that we know what it's doing for each project. And now we need to move our scope. So our scope had all of our actions in it to get the planner tasks. So we need to move this into this loop. It's not going to let us just drag and drop it over here because that would be too easy. So what we need to do is copy it and paste it over there. So I'm going to use the ellipses menu in the scope, and I'm going to go to copy to my clipboard preview. This has been in preview for, I think, 5 or more years now, but it works. So we're going to do that. And I'm going to actually delete this entire loop here with the for each group, this whole thing, because we don't need any of this anymore. So that's gone. Now we're going to add an action from my clipboard and paste in the scope that we copied a second ago. So the reason that I deleted the old one before pasting it is if you paste it and it already exists, it adds a 1 to each of your actions. And I find that kind of annoying. So this is just kind of cleaner looking. So we're not done yet. We need to update a couple of references because these 2 actions and this action down here are all referencing those actions that we deleted. So we're going to delete these and then replace these with references from our SharePoint list. So this group ID is going to use the group ID from SharePoint. That's the one that we pasted in. So this one here, and plan ID, same thing. And you can actually copy and paste these things down here. And open this back up. So exact same thing here. We're just going to remove these and then paste in our other values. And this goes right after the colon. And it's loading off of the page. That's cool. So when you insert these in here, it's going to move your cursor to a random weird place. So just note that you have to go back and click exactly where you need to put it each time, because if you just start group name, we're almost done. Plan ID and plan name. So plan name was that title field in the SharePoint list. And we did rename it, but the renaming of it didn't take effect here. So it's just called title. So just insert title there. All right, so that was everything, I think. Let's double check. Let's save it and then run it and then try and refresh our Power BI data set to make sure everything worked. So I've got a new Power BI file I've been working on to try and do a tutorial for a dashboard of this planner data. So it's kind of a sneak preview. I haven't quite finished putting together the tutorial for it yet, so still working on it. But so we're going to refresh this and make sure that everything is running. All right, so it has pulled in just those two plans from the two different groups, which is what we had in our SharePoint list. So if we wanted to pull in that SharePoint list here, we can. So if we go to Get Data and then go to More, SharePoint Online List, Connect, and then we give it the site URL that we put our list in. That was, one here. I'm going to try and breeze through this because this isn't the actual topic of what this video is supposed to be, but I want to go over it quick anyways because I did a teaser of it. So we're going to connect to that site, and I selected the 2.0 connector because that one's faster. Our list was called projects. I'm going to transform this. I'm not going to pull the whole thing because SharePoint adds a bunch of junk columns that you really don't want. So I had already pulled in this table, so it made put a 2 after it. Let's see, projects. Demo. Okay, so here's all our fields. I'm going to take just these. I'm going to take the project manager. I'm not going to take stakeholders. Stakeholders is a multi-value person field. So it makes it a little bit more complicated. You don't want to expand it in this table because it'll cause row duplication, but you can still use it just as a dimension table. If you want to learn more information about expanding multi-value people columns, I have a video on that. So I'm just going to do right click, remove other columns, and I'm going to expand this project manager field. So we expanded it once, we need to expand it a second time. We want to get, title is actually the person's name, so because SharePoint, we're going to call this project manager. All right, so now if we close and apply this, we can go to the modeling view. Okay, so it's very confused right now because I've got two versions of this table in here. I'm going to delete this relationship there. So it auto created a relationship on the group name. That's wrong. We don't want that. So what we want to do is relate this on plan ID, make it active, many to one. Okay. All right, so now our projects table is filtering our tasks table, and we can use any of the fields in here that we pulled in as filters on our report. So I can drop in here the project manager. I only have one value. It's only myself, so this isn't a great example, but you would be able to filter on project manager here if you wanted to do that. And you can also have this status column. So if you had any inactive projects, you could filter them out here with the checkbox. All right, so now we got our flow scheduled. It's pulling only the plans that are marked as active in our SharePoint list into our data set. So thank you for watching and have a great day.